Hey guys, welcome back, and today's video is titled No Risk Poaching, which I promised we would show you in our last video. So first of all, I want to thank everybody for their comments in the last video. It's really cool to read them and be able to interact with you guys. Remember, I truly believe that the more we all stay engaged together, we're going to help solve each other's problems. And I'm such a big believer in that if you just comment on 4 videos, that doesn't take much effort to let me know what your problems are, how I can help you, then I'm going to enter you into a raffle to where you can potentially win a free tennis bag, a really cool tennis bag, no matter what racket you play with. We'll enter you into a raffle for that. So remember guys, also if you did not watch video 1, it's super important that you go back and you do that, because this is a series designed to get you unstuck in your game and get to that next level. And so we want you to watch each concept step by step to start to give you the vision on how to get unstuck in your tennis game. So that's the big goal of this, is to get you unstuck. Because as I told you in video 1, I don't believe it's about winning, that it's just all about winning. I think that's a byproduct of getting better. That shows us that we're improving. And so it's a big desire in all of us, and myself included. In fact, self-improvement, I was doing some research on it, is a $10 billion a year industry in the US alone. But the big problem that so many tennis players run into is they do end up getting stuck in their tennis game, that they get into never-ending ruts. And my belief is, through playing and coaching for 35 years, is that it's not necessarily that you don't have the talent or it's just not in the cards for you, and that's why you're stuck. It's most likely that you're focusing on the wrong things. In fact, most people on a doubles court, they think their fastest way to improve is if there's a particular shot that is their weakness. They think if they improve that and they just go out and they hit that shot better on a doubles court, that's going to be the fastest way to improve and get to the next level. When in fact what I found is that it's more about being in the right place at the right time and hitting the perfect shot. And today what I'm going to show you is actually a strategy hack to where you can learn how to do one of the most desired things on a doubles court, which is to become a successful poacher that gets in the head of your opponents. Well, today's video is going to do that, but it's also going to do it to where you and your partner feel like you really don't have any risk to it. So without further ado, let's get to that lesson, and just like I asked you in the first video, make sure you stick around to the end so we can go over some things together and get you to that next level in your doubles game. Okay guys, so welcome to video 2 lesson, and that is on no risk poaching. So we got Matt, we got our other
original
Matt Bradshaw, tennis guru and nut.
Matt Bradshaw.
And we got Seth. And today we're going to go through no risk poaching. So in general, when you guys play a match of doubles and it comes to poaching, is it something that you feel 100% confident in, or does it make you a little nervous to poach?
It makes me pretty nervous.
Makes you nervous?
Yeah, it makes me nervous.
What are some of the reasons why poaching makes you nervous?
Because once the ball is coming, the level that we play is coming a little fast, so if I don't have a clear shot on it, there's a little hesitation on it, and it makes me miss.
A little hesitation makes you miss. What about you, Seth? Do you feel, you're a tall guy, young guy, do you feel 100% confident in your poaching?
No, probably about 50 or 60%.
50 or 60%?
60.
And what are some of the things you worry about when you go to poach?
I'm just worried that if I can't get a good shot on the ball, I'm out of position.
Okay. And what about you, Matt? What's your feeling on poaching?
I'm a little more comfortable with it now. I've embraced that you really got to go for it. You got to commit to it. So I feel a little better, but what, 70%? Not much more.
So, and what would be some of the things you worry about if the poach doesn't work out well for you?
Just timing it wrong, going a little too early, and letting them know they can pass me up the line. I mean, that's happened to everybody. Stuff like that.
Yeah. All right, guys, so to be 100% honest, I don't feel totally confident poaching either. When we think about traditional poaching, that's usually our partner serving, and so we know that if we go at the wrong time, we get passed down the line, or we could go and blow an easy volley, or maybe we're about to go and we hesitate like Matt said, and our partner who's serving kind of looks at us like, what are you doing? And we're feeling that the reason that we just got broke was because I don't know what I'm doing at the net. I don't know how to poach. I'm not helping my partner out. Matt, have you ever felt that way?
Absolutely. I think that's a big factor for a lot of people. You might feel a little guilty that your partner got their serve broken because of you, or maybe worse, your partner's going to come right up to you and say it and blame you. So yeah, I don't want that.
Absolutely. We've all been through that, and so I think that that's the apprehension that adds to the stress of poaching. So what we want to do is take all the pressure off you and your partner for this to kind of be a fun adventure of poaching. So this is called no risk poaching. Before we really show you what it is, let's go through the 3 big benefits. Number 1, what I'm going to show you today is going to take so much pressure off you and your partner. Does that sound good? We like a little less stress between you and your partner. Number 2, it's going to make you and your partner so much more unpredictable when you're playing a match, to where now all of a sudden you're going to be able to break easier, right? Rather than worry about, blowing poaches and getting broken. Now you're having the other team kind of wondering what's going on the other side of the net over there. I've never really seen this before like this in my matches, and they're going to miss a lot more shots because of what you're doing. And third is now, because you're going to get a lot more experience and a lot kind of more experience of poaching with no risk, when you go to poach on your serve games, you're going to feel a lot more at home with it, a lot more at ease, because you're going to be getting a lot of value experience. So you guys ready to learn this no risk poach?
That sounds great.
All right, let's get into it. All right, so you guys haven't already guessed what I'm getting at. To take the risk off poaching, we're actually going to work more on poaching on our return games. Did you guys kind of think that's where I was going with this?
A little bit.
A little bit. Now, have you guys ever really discussed much when you play doubles about poaching on return games? Have you planned poaches on return games, or not much?
It's more on our serves.
More on your serve?
We talk about it a lot about coming in.
On the serve.
So,
But most people don't do this on the return of serve. How many teams have you, how long have you been playing league tennis now?
for about 5 years now.
About 5 years. How long you
About 4.
About 4. So, Matt, on return games, how many of your opponents do you play in general? You've been playing league tennis for about 4 or 5 years. How many of the teams that you play against on return games are planning on poaching? Notice that they're poaching on purpose a lot.
Yeah, I would say about 10%.
10%? What about you, Seth?
Yeah, it's rare, but yeah, probably 10 or 20%.
Yeah, so most people are not thinking about doing this. So this is what we're going to teach you guys how to do today. Now, the first thing, we're going to go through 6 phases with each point. Six steps I want you guys to take each time you guys get ready to play a point on a return game. It's important that you're consistent with this, and just don't do it when you're going to actually plan your poach. Number 1 is, I want some talk or chatter in between every point, even if it's just like a little fist bump that I'm going to give Seth here, and a little bit of a talk, okay? Because if you're not getting together in between points and all of a sudden you start to get into a point, then your other team's going to go, well, what's up here? They got to have something planned. But if you're consistently getting together in between points and just talking, and it doesn't have to be a long talk, it'd be like, hey, all right, hit your return, cross square at their feet, I'm going to go. You know, so now he knows you're going to go and that the poach is on, all right? So it doesn't have to be a big conversation. Number 2 is the court position. So what we're going to have is we're going to have Seth drop back to hit the return, and you're going to be on the net.
Okay.
All right, so Matt, Seth, your partner's getting ready to return. Where do you typically stand as a partner when he's going to get ready to return? Go to your spot that you always stand at.
I stand about right here.
He's returning, you're right there?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, one thing he's doing right now is he's leaving the middle wide open, and it's going to be really hard for him to get across to the ball. So we're going to change your court position if that's okay.
That's okay.
We're going to have you be right here, okay? Inside the line a little bit. I know a lot of people say starting the line or behind the line. I want you inside the line.
Okay.
So this is the place where you're going to look to start. And Seth is right there. So let's have you go right there. That's move number 1, your core position. The next thing is we're going to have Seth and his goal of the return. So Seth, in general, it also depends if you know what your opponents are doing. After a couple games, you guys should know, hey, do they serve and stay back? Do they serve and volley? All right? If they're serving staying back, lots of times a nice little short return to make them move forward is going to allow Matt to be aggressive on the return, or even a nice deep high one where you get him back into area 5. Those would be your 2 goals. But let's say it's like most opponents you're going to play, they're going to serve and volley. Seth is looking to hit a nice low return, so his goal is in a nice low return at the feet on the service line. He doesn't need to go for a winner. If it's more towards the inside of the court, the better. That's going to allow Matt to be more aggressive with his move. And so what happens is as that ball is hit off the opponent's racket, I want you to just take like a little baby step hop forward, right? Then, as you hear the crack of the racket from Seth, you're getting ready to kind of ease forward, and if you can really see the ball whiz by your head, you want to then take a nice aggressive leap forward. Okay, so you're kind of creeping forward as you hear Seth hit the ball. If it looks pretty good and you can see that this person's not coming and poaching on you, because if that changes, that's going to change everything you're doing. But if it looks like they're staying at home and you hear a good crack and you see the ball kind of whiz by your head, now all of a sudden you're looking to see what they're doing, and if everything works well, now the opponent's going down low, and so as that ball passes your head, you're looking to take a big aggressive leap up here into winning position.
All right.
Now what we want to do, Matt, is remember how we talked about winning position in video number 1 and not going past and getting the secret no man's land? I don't want you to get there yet. I want you to get right here.
Okay.
And then right as they get ready to volley, this is when you're going to look to steal, close into secret no man's land, and put the ball away at the feet. Okay? Next, we're going to go back and we're going to discuss Seth and his role, what we're doing, so this becomes a truly no-risk play. All right, Seth, so we're right here. You know that your partner, Matt's going to get ready to poach for you on the no-risk poach. Now, when you like to return, do you like to kind of crack the return and then hit passing shots, or do you like to hit the ball and get to the net doubles? What do you prefer to do?
I like to keep it mixed up, but I do feel a lot more comfortable staying back.
So he feels a lot more comfortable staying back. So we're going to go through choice number 1 on this for him. There's a couple of options you can do when you're the returner to make this a truly no-risk play for your partner and your team. We know Matt's going to go. He's going to go. He's going to go for it. So what you're looking to do is hit a return at the feet, and now you're actually going to be moving across the court. Okay? You don't want to move too early, but you want to move early enough to where you can cover that so that Matt does not have to worry about being burned down the line. All right, so we're going to step back here and just kind of practice the timing to where what you would be doing, and I'll just put down my coaching book here. You're going to be coming forward, you split step, the ball's hit, you're looking to get the ball low at the feet, and then so you're getting ready to hit this return set. It's at their feet. They're getting ready to commit into the ball. And this is when you're going to break to the other side of the court, okay? So you hit that return. They're getting ready to volley. This is when you break over here. And now what's happening is what a lot of people will do in this situation is they will then think the next shot cross court. What I want you to do is where they come to the net or they stay back, you're going to go down the line. So you know that in general you're looking at a cross-court return and then a down-the-line shot. So you don't have to overthink and maybe make a mistake and hit at the net person, which then all of a sudden your partner, Matt, is going to be in big trouble. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So that's option number 1 for you. The other option is sometimes you can chip and charge. I suggest if you're going to play doubles, you're a young guy. A lot of times, I know I didn't play much doubles at 19 years old. As I get older, you play more and more doubles. So one of the things that I learned to do over the years is to take a return, chip it low at the feet, and then come in. And this might even be a little bit easier to disguise and decoy, is I can hit and I can start to move to that ball, and then as Matt crosses over me and he's shown his cards, then I can slide across and cover his part of the court, okay? And in general, if the ball comes to me, I'm usually going to volley the ball right in front of me, just so we're both in the point still. Unless I get a totally easy volley, I might be able to put it away at the net person. But in general, if they get it down the line, I'm usually going to take the volley up the line. So that's going to be what you're going to do. So that's your role. Matt's going to be crossing and looking to most likely just go with a surprise factor. That person's going to be close to the net. He can just put it away right at them. All right, so that's how you guys will run the no risk poach, and we're gonna see if we can actually get one on camera. So let's see if we can get one of these on camera. Good. That's nice. Excellent. Good. Yeah, okay, that was so good. That was perfect. Okay. Good. Excellent. I love it. Great job. Okay. Now, was that a great lesson or what? And if you're watching that video, you may be thinking, okay, that was a really good lesson, but those guys were younger. You know, they were young men, and I'm no longer a spring chicken, so I don't know if I can quite execute that no risk poaching the same way you showed on that video. Well, actually coming up in our next video, we're going to show you a gentleman. I don't know his exact age because I didn't want to ask that specifically, but Mark is a great doubles player. I got to work with him at my masterclass clinic, and one of the things that stood out to me was he always knew how to be in the right place at the right time and playing the right shot. And he's actually going to give some of his insights in the next video on little secrets and tips he does, and that what he sees out there every day, what people are not doing out there and taking advantage of, and which lets him take even more advantage of the tactics that we're going to be teaching inside of the next level doubles course. So be looking for that. But again, remember, I want you to be as interactive, and I want to help as much as possible. So here's how I can help you now. I want to know, when it comes to poaching, what remains your biggest challenge on the poach? Is it the timing of it, where you can't quite figure out when to go? I can help you and help you answer that. Is it that you don't have confidence in your volley, or it's just more of a fear thing, to where you just get frozen up there? Let me know what your challenge is. Also, if you have cracked the code on poaching, if you feel like you've cracked the code, if there's something, a keyword you use, if there's a certain thing you notice from your opponents or that you've worked out with your partner, let us know what that is too, so people can learn from people who feel like they're really good at poaching. Also, remember, full transparency, guys. I am an online tennis instructor. It is how I make my living. This is a promotion for my new course, Next Level Doubles. So if you've seen enough and you're like, yeah, this is the kind of thing I feel like I really need to learn about, you can click over here and you can learn more about Next Level Doubles. You can get access to it before anyone else does. Finally, we're going to come back in a couple days with a video entitled Right Place, Right Time, where we're going to show you that a player that, you know, doesn't have the greatest strokes. His strokes are good. He's not slow, but he's not the fastest. But what he is somebody that every time the opponent gets ready to hit the ball, he's in their mind. He's controlling the court. And that's what you want to get to. You want to be that player that every time your opponent gets ready to strike the ball, they have to think about you. And imagine how much fun that's going to be in your tennis game. What a transformation that's going to be, going from that player that is the one who's in the corner praying that the ball doesn't get hit to you and that you don't want to make a mistake, to the one who's actively being the playmaker and being at the right place at the right time imagine how much more fun doubles is going to be for you. And remember, guys, that's what we're playing this game. It's for fun. So I want to teach you tricks and strategies how you can have more fun out there on the court. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. And I'll be back in a couple of days. Comment below. Remember, if you do, you're entered into a raffle that's going to help you potentially win a really cool new tennis bag. All right, so we'll be back in a couple of days.